Sister Wives Janelle Brown reveals the plague has hit Maddie's. Although Sister Wives star Janelle Brown is pleased to be in North Carolina with her grandchildren, not all is well at the moment. As season 19 continues on TLC, her daughter Maddie's house deals with unrelenting sickness. Colder weather often brings germs and various bugs, but the situation may be a little more complex. Maddie and Caleb Brush have 3 very young children and are also expecting their 4th baby. See what the family had to say about the plague supposedly hitting the home. Janelle Brown's grandchildren feel under the weather. Reports of winter colds, RSV, and norovirus are running rampant across the country. And even in the post-pandemic world, there are still plenty of cases of COVID-19. Maddie Brown Brush didn't specify which illness hit her household so hard, but her little ones are really going through it. Her children don't appear on TLC very frequently, but fans still wish them all well. North Carolina is also experiencing a rare occurrence of snow accumulation. Many young children have never seen snow before, including Maddie's youngest Joey. No snow for Axel and Evie today, Maddie shared on Instagram. Evie is in recovery from what feels like the plague, and now Axel is down for the count. Although the oldest 2 children are sick, Joey seemed to have a blast playing outside. Her mother added a photo of the little girl bundled up, looking in wonderment at the snowy landscape around her. However, this cherub-cheeked one enjoyed her first snow experience, the Sister Wives star continued. Hopefully, snow play tomorrow for the other 2. If Maddie has fallen ill too, her general health doesn't seem to be in jeopardy. Fans continue to wish her well as she awaits the birth of her 4th baby. The North Carolina bunch can't wait for warmer weather. Maddie's kids might be enjoying the snow, but the adults might prefer a warmer climate. As Sister Wives fans are seeing on screen, Janelle Brown is completely over the moon to start the next chapter of her life in North Carolina. Not only is she moving closer to her grandchildren, but she's decided to open a new business. She and Maddie are going to be flower farmers. Of course, Tana Farms probably won't have much luck growing anything until the weather warms up and the snow clears. It was a crisp evening in Las Vegas when Janelle Brown, the ever-pragmatic and often no-nonsense matriarch of the Brown family, sat down to share some unexpected news. The evening had started like any other. Cody Brown's larger-than-life personality took center stage in the living room as he bickered with Robin, and Cristin caught up with her kids. But Janelle, who usually kept her emotions under wraps, was clearly troubled. Maddie, Janelle's oldest daughter, had been one of the shining lights in the Brown family over the years. Outspoken, independent, and always looking for ways to provide for her family, she had become a force of her own. Recently, though, life had thrown her an unexpected curveball that even she hadn't seen coming. The phone call had come in the middle of a typical Sunday afternoon. Janelle had just finished a long day of managing her business when Maddie's voice broke through the static of the phone line. "Mom, I don't know how to say this, but the plague, it's hit." Maddie's voice had a tremor that instantly sent a ripple of concern through Janelle. Janelle's mind raced. Was Maddie sick? Was someone in her family hurt? Was it something more serious? But as Maddie explained, the plague wasn't some medical disaster. No, it was a metaphor for the wave of chaos that had hit their home. Maddie had been living a relatively quiet life with her husband, Caleb, and their 2 children. They had settled into a life of simplicity, away from the public eye that seemed to follow the Brown family wherever they went. Maddie had always craved a normal life, even within the complex and unconventional structure of her family. But now it seemed like that was no longer possible. Maddie revealed that the family's farm, which they had worked so hard to build, was in jeopardy. A series of misfortunes, including unexpected weather conditions and illness among the animals, had led to a near collapse of everything they had worked for. Caleb had been working overtime just to keep everything afloat, but the financial strain was taking its toll on both of them. They were slowly drowning in bills and obligations they hadn't anticipated. As Janelle listened, she felt a tightness in her chest. Her daughter was going through something that seemed insurmountable, and there was little Janelle could do to help, save for providing her support and the wisdom of experience. But no one could have predicted that a plague of hardship would befall the young couple, especially when everything had seemed so promising just a year ago. Sitting in her kitchen, Janelle took a deep breath as she began reflecting on Maddie's life journey. Over the years, she'd watched her daughter evolve. From a young girl with a fiery spirit to a mother determined to provide stability for her own children, Maddie had always been a beacon of strength. This situation, though, was unlike anything Janelle could have prepared her for. "Do you need anything, honey?" Janelle asked softly, her voice betraying the concern she felt. Maddie paused, then replied, "I don't know what I need. I don't know how to fix this, Mom. Everything is falling apart, and I feel like I'm failing." Janelle's heart broke for Maddie, but she also knew this wasn't a moment to crumble. She had faced her own struggles, dealing with the complexities of her polygamous marriage to Cody, raising children in a household that was anything but traditional. But this was Maddie's battle to fight. The next few weeks were a blur for Janelle. She made several trips to visit Maddie and Caleb at the farm, each time witnessing more and more of their struggles. The farm was filled with sick animals, crops that wouldn't grow, and constant repairs that drained the couple's energy. Janelle's heart went out to her daughter, who tried so hard to maintain a brave face in front of her children, even when the weight of the world seemed to be on her shoulders. Janelle did what she could, providing advice, offering help with childcare, and even running errands to relieve some of the pressure on Maddie. But she couldn't fix the underlying issues that had come to define this plague. The financial strain, the emotional exhaustion, and the isolation of running a farm alone with little support were challenges that couldn't be solved overnight. And then there was the matter of Cody's involvement, or rather, his lack of involvement. Janelle knew that Maddie's relationship with her father had been strained ever since she'd moved away from the family's compound. While Cody had visited a few times, his attention was usually elsewhere, divided between his other wives and their children, leaving Maddie to deal with the chaos on her own. Janelle had always tried to shield her children from the harsh realities of their family situation. But now, watching Maddie and Caleb struggle, she couldn't help but feel a sense of guilt. Had she been too focused on her own life, her own business, and her own struggles? Was there more she could have done to prevent this breakdown from happening? Late one night, after yet another exhausting day on the farm, Janelle sat alone in her hotel room, reflecting on everything that had happened. She couldn't help but feel the weight of her own responsibilities pulling at her. But just as quickly as the doubt began to creep in, a sense of clarity washed over her. This was Maddie's fight, and Janelle knew she couldn't take it on herself. The only thing she could do was continue to support her daughter, reminding her that no matter how difficult things got, she was never truly alone. The plague might have hit Maddie's family, but it would not be their downfall. The Brown family's struggles were never simple, but Janelle had learned through the years that family, love, and resilience were the ultimate antidotes to hardship. As she prepared to return to her own life in Las Vegas, Janelle knew that Maddie's story was far from over. It would take time, hard work, and unwavering determination, but together they would weather the storm. And so, Janelle returned home with a renewed sense of purpose. As the plague of hardship slowly began to lift, she knew that the Brown family, despite all of their complications, would continue to face whatever came next, together.